Hey, everybody, and welcome to the True Crime Squad. This is Katie Weaver. I'm here with my sister, co host, and partner in crime, Kristi Brower. Hello.
Hello. Hey, everybody. Happy Monday.
Yeah, indeed. Here we are. How was your
We,
weekend?
it was really good. It was really good.
Excellent. We got
You
to come
know,
to your house last night for dinner and play with the babies, and
yeah.
so that was awesome.
Yes. And the babies are in here. You can probably hear G is playing with a little toy with a bell on it. I'm sure they'll come visit.
Last night it was cute watching them laying flat on their backs, curled up sleeping with people that they'd never even met before, just,
Oh,
being
yeah.
cute.
Anybody that wants to hold them can hold them.
They're down for that. Yeah. Well, good. Good here too. Mars had a slow pitch tournament, so we went to a bunch of games and nearly perished of heat. Also, my other daughter, Matea, came home for the weekend, so that was nice too. Have both the girls home, and we cooked and took
Yes.
drives and laid around and just hung out. It was nice, really nice.
Well, yeah. It's nice that things are a little slower at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, we besides the games, we really didn't have any kind of agenda at all, which was pretty awesome. So, yeah, it
Yeah.
was good. Well, I know you have a little bit of show and tell.
I do. Sorry. I'm still getting used to this whole taking us live on TikTok and making it look good situation. So sorry if I seem a little distracted. That's because I am, but I think I fixed it.
Okay.
So I do. So I did show you guys last week and talk to you a little bit about my new twist on fidget whimsy, which I think is going to be a lot more sustainable for me, which is doing little 3D prints. And I showed you my little guinea pig last week. I named her Gigi, which is kind of lame because I have a cat named Gigi. But anyway, that's her. And I do have a link for her. A couple of you said you were interested in her. And so I'm still revamping my website. And so it may not look real great at the moment, but you can, in fact, click on this link and get to Gigi the guinea pig. And
Okay.
I have so many more coming. I can't. And there's actually a whole bunch of other animals already on there. So
Mhm.
if, you know, feel free to click around. Just know that some of it looks kind of weird and dumb, and that is simply because I'm still revamping. But I wanted to share it with you because I'm having so much fun with it. I
Well,
have
good.
kitties and I have all kinds of,
Oh, they're so
um,
cute. The kitties are so
oh,
cute.
aren't they? I just
Mm-hmm.
did them yesterday and they're so cute. I just photographed them, so they will be showing up here shortly and all kinds of other stuff. I have something for everybody, really. So go
Mm-hmm.
just check it out. I put Gigi on this Gigi in the chat. If
Mm-hmm.
you are interested, if you're a fidgety person like me, listen to that great sound. She makes a good sound. She has some really smooth spots on her body. And then there's some bumpy ones too, if you're a person that likes that. Or if you just think guinea pigs are the cutest thing that ever lived, because they are. Go check it out. So I just want to share that.
Okay, I love it. Sounds good. Well, we have quite a show today. We're going to start
We
with
do.
the murder of Sonya Massey, and we're going to finish up with a case that's really near and dear to our hearts, and that is the manslaughter of our dear friend Leslie. And this happened a year ago. We've hesitated
Hmm.
to bring the story until we saw what happened, what was going to happen with the person who caused that accident, and it's finally over. And
It
so
is.
we're prepared to share that today. So,
Mm-hmm.
but before that, and I have to tell you, we spent the morning working on a hilarious project for you guys, but it's too funny for today. So we're going to
It
bring
is.
some of it to you tomorrow because today is not the
Yes,
day for a funny crime. This is a lot more serious day.
it is.
And
This is a
so starting with
painful
Sonya
day.
Massey, yes, and I want to give a major disclaimer here or a trigger warning because we are going to watch the vest cam of the shooting of Sonya Massey. There is no gore. You're not going to see anything. You don't see Sonya get shot. It kind of happens behind the into her kitchen behind a wall. So there's things you don't see, but there's enough for you to see why the officer who shot her has been charged with murder, among other things. Uh, this is a case that happened. Sonia was actually shot on July 6th. She in Grayson, Illinois, and she had called the police because she thought that she could hear a prowler. She thought there was a prowler around her home, and the police come. And I'll tell you, I have edited the video down. It was like 36 minutes. I pulled out quite a bit of stuff that was just waiting and walking around stuff, and mostly just got to the meat of it. But there is a link in our case notes to the police department or the sheriff's department. If you want to watch the entire thing, you sure can. But they essentially, two officers were out. They did notice what they thought was a broken in car in her driveway. They knocked on the door. It took a long
Mm.
time for her to come to the door. She was acting kind of strange and kind of like maybe she was having a mental health crisis.
Oh.
And they finally kind of get their way in the door and sit down and try and chat with her. And she's acting a little off. And it, the one officer is pretty off. And unfortunately, it results in her death. And that's all I want to say. I want you guys to watch it if you want to. Again, this is a lot. This footage was promised last week to come out today. They have been concerned that there would be riots and things because this is yet another white cop killing a black person for absolutely no reason whatsoever.
Mm.
Before I get to that, I want to share a tiny bit of the 911 call, or of the, not the 911 call, of the dispatch. So there's a long stretch of dispatch. This is just a small piece of it. And I just want you to hear it before you watch this so that you can understand or at least wonder with me what the hell was going on here.
Yeah.
So this is just a tiny piece.
Springfield 4 Frank 19, 1042.
19, 10, 4.
Swing Y. Just confirm self-inflicted. Two on out. Abbey County's update. I didn't. Self-inflicted. Okay, thank you.
Self-inflicted.
Self-inflicted? What?
Self-inflicted, huh?
Oh my God.
Was that the
That's
beginning of an
really?
attempt to cover this up
Right.
that didn't get very far, or what? We're going to watch the video here in just a minute, but you need to understand you're going to be watching two different vest cams because the person who did the shooting, whose name is Grayson, Sean Grayson, he's the person who did the shooting. He did not have his vest cam on until after he shot, and then he flicked it on. The other officer did, though,
What
and you're going
the
to
hell,
see
man?
what you see from him. Also, language warning. You get plenty of language here, but it'll
I
be
was gonna
worse than what
say,
we normally
you'll
say.
have to put one on me too, yeah.
But I do want to show you. This is Sonya Massey. She was 36. She's a mom.
Beautiful lady.
Yep. This is Sean Grayson.
Mm.
Some interesting things about Mr. Grayson. Here's his work history.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. He started on August 11th, 2020, working for the Pawnee Police Department. He lasted there less than a year. Reason he left? Other. Interesting. Then on 2/4/2021, he went to work for the Kincaid Police Department. He lasted there for 3 months and left. For what reason? Other. And then directly went to the Verdon Police Department, and he worked there until the end of that year and resigned. And then 7 months later, he went to the Auburn Police Department and worked for them for about a year and then resigned. And then he went to the Logan Sheriff's Office and he worked there for, again, less than a year and resigned. He had that job until 4/28/2023 and then went straight to the Sangamon County Sheriff's Office just a few days later and started there in May of 2023. And then now has, of course, been terminated for cause. How the hell, since 2020, has this man worked for 6 different sheriff's offices and police departments?
Right. They're just passing him around.
They're just
Kind
passing
of like
him
a bad
around.
nurse. This happens with nurses. It happens with police officers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Happens with social workers.
Yep. So let's
That
watch the
sucks.
video. I'm starting it. Well, I shared the very beginning part of it that the police department provided in their video, and then I cut a ways out all the spots where they're just walking around the house and looking at the car and trying to get her to answer the door are pretty long. You can go watch those on your own if you want to, but for our purposes, we're going to start when she answers the door, and you can kind of see she's struggling. You can also see the size difference between Sonya and the officers, particularly Sean Grayson. So let's do that and we'll be back. But again, trigger warning. Don't watch this if it's going to give you nightmares.
Yeah.
Your black car in the driveway? Oh, well, we checked your yard. We walked around the whole block. We didn't see anybody. Right? You know, we don't. I mean, we checked the whole area. There's nobody out walking around.
I know, y'all. Please, God. I'm trying to get help, y'all, but
What do you need help with?
nothing. Please, God. I don't know what to do.
Do with what?
Huh?
What do you need help with?
Nothing. I just wanted to see if y'all could help me.
What do you want help with?
Huh?
What do you want help with?
I heard somebody outside.
Yeah, we checked your house. We checked your backyard. I walked all the way through all these backyards. We checked your front yard.
We didn't see nobody,
Yeah,
so
nobody's out here.
You didn't see anybody?
Nope.
nope.
Oh,
We checked the whole area.
okay.
What took you so long to answer the door?
Oh, I was trying to put on some clothes, sir. I'm sorry. I was trying to get
I got you.
dressed.
All right. Is there anything else we can do for you?
Huh?
Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, sir.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
You doing all right mentally?
Yes.
Sure.
My medicine and stuff.
All right. Okay.
I love y'all. Thank y'all.
All right. That's not your black car though. The SUV. Whose is it? You don't know? Someone just parked it in your driveway.
They brought it to my driveway.
You just left it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's run that.
Yeah. 19, I got a 20 for you.
Does anyone else live here with you?
Somebody else like it.
David Mary 43556.
You got a name? You got a name or something? Take your name real quick. Catch this. See who we spoke to.
Wait a second, okay?
actionable.
Okay.
Hello? Yeah, I need, I got the sheriff department here, but I was calling for help from y'all.
Okay, are you there with me?
They're here in my house right now.
Okay, I'll let you go and you talk to them.
No, hold on, wait a second, sir.
You can hang up, Codwell. It's good.
For what? You're there with the deputy, correct?
No, hold on, okay?
You can hang
Hold
up.
on for what?
Just 1 second, okay? I got some paperwork to show y'all, okay? Let me show you. Okay?
What's up?
I got some paperwork. Can you grab that Bible, please?
Yeah. Hey, I just need your name so we can get out of here. Was there any damage previous to your car?
Previous, yeah, it
Okay,
was
what was the damage?
a dent, I believe.
What about windows?
Oh, it was something that happened earlier.
Okay, perfect. What is your last name? Shouldn't have to think about your last name. You're not in trouble. I just need to touch.
Massey.
Huh?
Massey.
Do you have an ID? That'd make things so much easier. I just need just driver's license will do, and then I'll get out of your hair.
I want to show y'all my paperwork.
I will
What?
get your paperwork.
What paperwork?
Okay. I got some paperwork.
Well, just
from-
get your ID real
Well, let's
quick.
get your
so I
ID
can touch you.
first, and then
One task at a time here.
Okay, let me
Here,
find-
grab your ID for me.
Okay.
Your ID. One task at a time. So let's do an ID, and then you can dig around for your paperwork.
I don't know where my ID is.
You
is it in that
have,
stack right there, maybe?
Okay. 1 second.
check on her.
Let me get this.
We don't need a fire while we're here.
Right. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Where you going?
Huh?
Where you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Huh?
Rebuke you in the name of
You better fucking not. I swear to God, I'll fucking shoot you right in your fucking face.
Alright. Okay, I'm sorry.
Drop the fucking pot!
The fucking
Drop the fucking pot! Drop! Drop the fucking pot!
19 shots fired.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Drop the fucking pot! Bring EMS now. We got a headshot wound to the female. Headshot wound to the female. 1078. Fuck.
I was on. I'm gonna go get my kit.
No, headshot, dude. She's done. You can go get it, but that's a headshot. God damn it.
God, fuck.
Dude, I'm not taking fucking boiling water to the fucking head. Hey, look, it fucking came right to our feet, too. God damn it.
Fuck. God damn it.
You good?
I'm good. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. What's her got? Let her fucking just.
God.
There's nothing we can do, man.
Fuck.
You good? Alright. Fuck. Well, I mean, you know, what else do we do? I'm not taking hot boiling water to the fucking face, and it already reached us.
They got a 52 en route.
Yeah, 1078. She's still breathing, but she's losing a lot of blood from the head. I'll go get my med kit.
Go get, yeah, hurry, get your med kit.
I mean, there's not much we can do.
I was on. I'm gonna go get my kit.
No, headshot, dude. She's done. You can go get it, but that's a headshot. God damn it.
God, fuck.
Dude, I'm not taking fucking boiling water to the fucking head. And look, it fucking came right to our feet, too. God damn it.
God damn it.
You good?
I'm good. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Holstered up. Let her fucking just...
God.
There's nothing we can do, man.
Fuck.
You good? Alright. Fuck. Well, I mean, you know, what else do we do? I'm not taking hot boiling water to the fucking face, and it already reached us.
They got a 52 en route?
Yeah, 1078. They're 18, she's still breathing, but she's losing a lot of blood from the head. I'll go get my med kit. I mean,
Go get, yeah, Fred, get your med kit.
I mean, there's not much we can do. Fuck! Do we got any call history with her being 1096? That would explain a lot. Negative. She's in the kitchen. Just Sergeant, who, no. Let's just chill out here. Just Sarge for right now.
Are you guys secure?
Yeah, we're secure.
Back covered?
No, it's just her in the house. She's 1096.
Okay.
Holy shit.
She didn't threaten him. She
No.
didn't try to throw
She
water
said,
on
I
him.
rebuke you in the name of the Lord, or something like
In
that.
the name of Jesus, yeah.
Jesus, yeah.
Yeah.
But
She wasn't
certainly
doing anything. He told her to go get the pot off the stove.
Yeah.
And she did and was trying to put it in the sink. And she said that.
Yeah.
And
then he completely fucking freaked.
Yeah.
And shot her 3 times in the face.
Mm-hmm.
God.
Actually, only one shot landed, but yeah, in the face. Yeah. And then did not render aid. Immediately
No.
told his partner, "Oh, it's his kill shot. It's in the face. It's in the head. Don't worry about it."
But she
And
was
then
also
later,
still
he finally
breathing.
goes out and gets his med kit, but says he doesn't want to waste it on her. Yeah,
Trash. Well, and she was still breathing.
she was still breathing. She was still alive for a little bit. 1096, when he says she's just 1096, I looked it up. Is depending on the state, that means that someone is having a mental health issue.
Yeah, and he wanted to know, do we have any history of that with her? Because that's what
Uh-huh.
he's going to try to use to justify
Yeah.
murder.
And then
I
somehow,
don't even care if she was trying to throw the boiling water on him. He was across the room from her.
right, and behind a bar.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a whole wall between
And
the
she
two
was
of
a
them.
tiny little woman compared to him.
Right.
What the fuck? Oh my
Yeah.
God. That is. Man.
Yeah. They said they were very afraid that when they released this, that the public was going to be extremely angry.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, we
That's because
are,
we fucking are.
and should
That
be.
cop murdered her, and the other cop just stood there and did
Yeah.
nothing to help her.
In the longer video, because it's his vest cam, the other cop in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
he goes out to his car when EMS gets there and stuff, and you can see him standing there wiping his hands with a wet wipe and stuff, and he's just shaking. And these other cops come back and they say, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm okay." And he's just shaking.
Well, wouldn't you be if
Yeah,
your partner just did that in
yeah,
front of you and you know it was for absolutely
yeah,
no reason?
yeah. I mean, they pretty much forced their way in her house in the first place. They had no reason to be in her house. And
No.
then they demand to see her ID rather than she's trying to give him her last name and spell it for him. And that's too big of a bother. He just wants her ID,
He's just
you
such a
know,
dick the whole time.
such a dick. And she's talking about what, this paperwork or that. I mean, she's not making total sense. Interesting, too, when dispatch called her back to check, she didn't want them to get off the phone. Did you notice
No.
that? And he's
Yes.
getting on his radio saying, "You can hang up." And
And
she's
she's
like,
going,
"No, no,
no, hang on,
no.
hang on.
Yeah, please don't hang
Yeah.
up." So then they just go ahead and kill her. Yeah. So Ben Crump is representing her family. No big surprise there. He's made a couple of statements in the press. Her funeral was Friday. There have been a few very peaceful protests in her name at this point. And as you know now, the other officer has not been named nor charged. We don't even know who he is. But
Honestly, in
as
that
you
moment, he
know,
was probably terrified that if he argued with him, he might turn around and shoot him too. That guy just
he went
snapped.
from zero to crazy, zero to
Yeah.
homicidal in nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think Lee they had hung up at that point. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, he's got a lot of charges on his shoulders. His family spoke to the press a day or two ago and said that her family, I'm sorry, that they feel like law enforcement has, that they responded very quickly. They were impressed that they've already convened a grand jury and gotten an indictment and charged him. The judge was like, "Yeah, you're not going anywhere, motherfucker. You're staying right here." So
Good.
they feel like they're, that they have gotten the justice, at least up to this point, that Sonya certainly deserves. Sonya didn't do a damn thing to deserve that.
She sure
Nothing.
didn't.
Nothing.
I don't even know why they went in her house other than just what? You just see them go in. For what purpose?
Yeah.
They said they had looked around outside and they didn't see anything and anyone, and she said there wasn't anyone in her house. Why did they go in and start
Yeah.
interrogating her?
Yeah. There was no reason to. And yeah, he was rude to her the whole time. And the very beginning when they're knocking on the door and she's not answering, he's super pissed off then and kind of shitty to dispatch. And this guy shouldn't be a cop. This guy
Shouldn't
shouldn't
have
be a
been
cop.
6 jobs ago.
Right. I mean, reminder,
Holy
look at this
shit.
list. Yeah.
That is terrifying.
Yeah. So a couple of things. Uh, Cam Buckner is part of the Illinois House of Representatives. He put out a statement. He said that they are trying to get an officer decertification. It's called the Safety Act, and this is exactly why, because of officers, bad cops bouncing around from jurisdiction to jurisdiction and getting back on somewhere else when they shouldn't be. And so that's something that he's really committed to getting taken care of and getting through now and ending this kind of bouncing around and finding a way to decertify a cop so that they can't work in your state ever again if there's an issue. So there is that. This was a statement from President Biden that came out today. He said Sonya Massey, a beloved mother, friend, daughter, and young black woman, should be alive today. Sonya called the police because she was concerned about a potential intruder. When we call for help, all of us as Americans, regardless of who we are or where we live, should be able to do so without fearing for our lives. Sonia's death at the hands of a responding officer reminds us that all too often, Black Americans face fears for their safety in ways many of the rest of us do not.
Right.
Sonia's family
insane.
deserves justice. I am heartbroken for her children and her entire family as they face this unthinkable and senseless loss. Jill and I mourn with the rest of the country, and our prayers are with Sonia's family, loved ones, and community during this devastating time. I commend the swift actions that were taken by the Springfield State's Attorney's Office. While we wait for the case to be prosecuted, let us pray for comfort for the grieving. Congress must pass the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act now. Our fundamental commitment to justice is at stake. That's
Truly
why she
is.
didn't want dispatch to get off the phone,
Right.
because she didn't feel safe. And then immediately, she was as unsafe as she could have possibly been.
Yeah.
Yep.
And to use the justification that she was somehow a threat
Yeah.
is the biggest bunch of bullshit I have ever seen.
Yep. 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 It's just unbelievable. So
God.
we will keep a close eye on this one. Obviously, he's going to be going to trial here at some point. So we'll learn more then, probably. I'm anxious to watch the trial because I'd really like to know, why did he leave all those other police forces? What was that about?
How many bosses or coworkers has that guy had that said
Mhm.
he's going to kill somebody someday? Because
Mhm.
you know what? It's not zero. You know
Nope.
it isn't.
Nope.
With that many job changes in that short of a period of time,
Mhm.
plenty of people knew this guy was dangerous.
But also, why did dispatch think this was self-inflicted? Who told them that?
Who did tell them that? He just kept saying it was a 1096. No, dude, unless you're calling that on yourself, no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
And we don't know what was going on
Yeah.
with her. She could have had a sleeping pill and been confused. She could have been
Sure.
drunk. She's in her own damn house. She
Right.
could have been drinking.
Sure.
Or
But
she
it
could
was
be having a
1:30
mental
in
health
the morning.
crisis. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I take a pain pill for my back at night. If the cops came to my house at 1:30 in the morning, I would be acting kind of funny.
Yeah.
I'm in my own damn house.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. So that's where it's at. And I
Yeah.
know that was upsetting to share, but frankly, somehow this story is not getting the traction it deserves, and it should. And
Yeah.
so this is one of those cases that we are going to be the pot stirrers on and not stand down on, because Sonia deserves justice. Her family
She
deserves
sure
justice,
does.
and the public deserves to be safe. And the black community deserves to be safe, for fuck's sakes.
Yes.
Enough of this.
Enough.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to imagine why it was a threat, right?
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable to think that she did anything there, and it happened so quickly, that could have justified 3 gunshots. One to the face.
She was murdered.
Absolutely murder. And I'm so glad that he has been charged with murder. At least in this case, there hasn't had to be a huge public outcry to get the police department to do the right thing, or the sheriff's department, at least up to this point. And that's why the public pressure has to stay on,
Yeah.
because they have to continue to do the right thing. They have to prosecute this person to the full extent of the law. They have to not treat him with kid gloves. They have to not let him out on house arrest because he's a good guy. None of that.
They
None of
also
that.
need to investigate their internal failures that kept this man on the street as a police officer through that many job changes in 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because people knew this guy was a risk. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
And those places that he resigned, he probably resigned because he was given a choice, leave or we're
I'm
firing
sure.
you.
Yep. Yep. I know, Carolyn. I know. Yeah. Yeah. She puts her hands up and says, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And then he shoots her. Yeah. It's hard to see exactly. But yes, you're right, Jess. She puts her hands up and says, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But
Oh,
then
yeah,
the
and he kept
fact that
saying
they did not
headshot over
provide
and
aid.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way they stood there and went, she's a goner anyway. Yeah. What do we do? Yeah.
We don't want to get our hands dirty.
Yep.
Saving a human being that you just murdered.
Yep.
God,
Yep. Absolutely a walking time bomb, Tina. Yes.
obviously.
Yep.
But given that work history, people knew.
Mm-hmm. You bet they did. They just didn't want him to be their problem anymore, so they shuffled him off to the next spot.
Yep.
This was probably inevitable with this person. I'm just so sad and sorry for Sonya and her family that she was the one, because she sure didn't deserve it.
No, she did not.
Yep. Yeah, he threatened to shoot her in the face seconds before. Yeah. Yeah.
And then did.
And then did. She was no threat. There was no threat to him in any way.
No.
But boy, he got that narrative stirred up as fast as he could. That was just, I wasn't going to take a pot of boiling water to the face. That was not,
How was that even going to happen? The distance that you were from her, even if she was trying to throw it at you, which she didn't,
No.
all you had to do was just turn around and walk out.
Mm-hmm.
If you really thought that was the case.
Yeah.
But you didn't.
No.
You're just a disgusting asshole, is what you are.
Also, he's the one that said, you should go get that pot off the stove. We don't want a fire.
Yeah.
Why didn't he do it if he was so concerned about it?
Right. And it was boiling water. Boiling water does not light on fire, dude.
No.
It was a long ways from burning down to nothing if it was boiling.
Yeah.
And you could see that it was. There was steam. Yeah. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
It was absolutely gut-wrenching.
It is. It is. So we're holding space for Sonya's family and her friends and her community, and also for justice. So we'll keep a close eye on this case, of course. And I do apologize if that was really traumatizing. I know it was hard to watch, and I know some of you didn't, and that's completely okay. I totally understand it.
Right.
Yeah. So with that, we're going to veer away now from Sonya and Kristi. I'm going to kick the mic over to you for our crime news update.
Mm-hmm. My computer's reacting very slowly. Yes, this is a crime news update. We told you about this situation a year ago when it happened. Mm-hmm. This is our friend Leslie Veazey. Leslie was in a car accident almost exactly a year ago, just a few days past, with her husband Bob. And Leslie was killed on impact. Bob was seriously injured. Yeah. This is what their car looked like. It was a Prius. Bob and Leslie's body had to be cut from the car. Mm-hmm. And the reason this accident happened is this guy right here. His name is Joseph Redig. Joseph Redig was driving down a county road that has a speed limit of around 50 miles an hour. Mm-hmm. And was distracted, apparently, and blew through a stop sign. And the car that Bob and Leslie were in collided with him because they were in the intersection because they had the right of way, and absolutely crushed this car.
Yeah. At the scene, Redig told the police that he was looking at his cell phone.
Yeah.
And that got walked back later, but that's what was
Oh,
said
it did.
initially.
Yeah.
He was looking at his cell phone.
So, as you can imagine, it's been a year of difficulties for Bob and for Leslie's family and friends. Bob and Leslie are family friends of ours. We know them through our aunt,
Mhm.
who worked with actually both of them at Head Start years ago. And we've had a lot of family camping trips with them.
Well, and Leslie
And,
worked for me.
Leslie
Back
worked
when
for you.
I directed childcare centers, Leslie taught preschool at one of my centers for 2 or 3 years. We had a ball with Leslie. Leslie was the kindest, sweetest person you could imagine, and funny, wicked
So
funny.
funny.
Yeah.
Leslie was one of those people that just emits sunlight.
Hmm.
You can kind of see it happening in this picture at the top of her
Yeah,
head.
you can
But that's
actually.
just how Leslie was. She was very outgoing
Yeah.
socially, and she just loved everyone.
Hmm.
And um, she just made everything brighter and better.
Hmm.
And she absolutely made Bob's life brighter and better.
Hmm.
But she was fun to be around.
Yeah.
She was so loving and kind to her family, her nieces and nephews, her siblings, and took care of her parents until they passed away.
Hmm.
Leslie was a beautiful soul in this
Hmm.
world, and her
She
death is
was.
a big loss.
Well, and how many children she taught and helped over the years.
Yes.
When I had her at my center, we live in Rexburg, Idaho, and it's a sheltered place.
Yes.
And we had plenty of staff that were BYU Idaho students that were sheltered. And they didn't know how to relate to kids that were different than the way they
Mhm.
were raised. For example, kids that came in that smelled like cigarette smoke, they would be very unpleasant about sometimes or unkind about. Kids that swore or maybe were foster kids or that were, whatever reason were, not from the same kind of family they came from. I had employees that really struggled with those kids that couldn't seem to really love them the way they needed to be loved. And Leslie would take any of those kids under her wing. In fact, even though she was the preschool teacher, she would often end up taking a baby to her classroom for a while just to give the babies teachers a break because they, had a lot of babies. And so she would
Yeah.
frequently take a baby or take a toddler that was having a tough time. We had a biter for a while, a real bad biter situation. And she would take him to her classroom quite a bit to keep the other toddlers safe and because he didn't bite the older kids and just keep an eye on him for a while to give everybody a break. But that's just how she was. I mean, she just had a huge heart. She loved everybody. I
She
loved
did.
Leslie. Losing her was just a heartbreak, a huge heartbreak for
Yeah.
everybody. But
Forever.
for Bob, most of all, and Bob is, you guys see Bob around. He's in our chat here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Bob also is a very, very cool person who didn't deserve this shit and has permanent
Yeah.
injuries from this accident, besides
Yeah.
losing his wife, which is the biggest injury of all.
Exactly. Exactly. So Joe Redig was finally charged a while ago with misdemeanor vehicular manslaughter. Can you imagine killing someone with your car being a misdemeanor? I can't. And we know Mr. Redig did not have any intent. He was not trying to kill anyone that day. Mr. Redig, although, does have 2 DUIs from California. They're old. They're from 18 and 20 years ago. Although I would say that gives you a pretty good idea of who he is.
Yeah.
That he really doesn't care about the safety of other people.
Yeah.
He was drinking and driving. So the reason I wanted to talk about this is because I attended Joe Redig's sentencing on Friday with my Aunt Julia.
Yeah.
The prosecutor's office gave Bob 2 days' notice of this sentencing hearing. Bob now lives in Kansas, he and Leslie were in the process of moving to Kansas when this accident occurred. And he has moved home to take care of elderly parents. He's now lost his dad. But they gave him 2 days notice to get here for the sentencing.
They
Which is
told
not
him they would
possible.
give him a minimum of 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Well, he told me 30 days. And they didn't.
No.
Because from the beginning, this has felt very much like they just really didn't care.
Oh, no.
Like the courts and the prosecutor's office really didn't give a damn about Leslie and Bob.
No. I mean, Bob and Bob's brother-in-law have had to work very hard with the prosecutor's office to get a charge at all.
At all.
Because they really didn't act like they indicated that they were going to charge him at all. He was also pulling a horse trailer. He was driving a big pickup truck pulling a horse trailer. When you have a big heavy load like that, you have to stop early. You have to pay attention. Like,
Yeah.
You can't just be flying down the road like that.
Nope. Looking at your phone or whatever the hell he's
Yeah.
saying now that he was doing, being distracted, which I think is actually being negligent as a driver.
Mm-hmm.
The sentencing, honestly, was one of the most upsetting court experiences I've ever had. There was a very large group of people there to support Joe Redig, which fine, he can have family and support. But they didn't even give Bob enough notice to be there.
Yeah.
So Julia and I went and read a statement from Bob.
Mm-hmm.
But what stood out to me I've never heard a prosecutor in a criminal case praise the defendant for being such an excellent person. But that is exactly what happened here.
Poor Joe,
He went-
guys.
Yeah.
He's just
He went
such a
the
good
majority
guy.
of his time before he even spoke Leslie's name. Because he went on and on and on about what a good person this guy is. You can be the best person on the planet, and yet if you kill someone, there are consequences for that. And your negligent behavior and your shitty choices killed Leslie.
Yep.
Nothing else. They kept saying, the prosecutor, the judge, the defense attorney, they all kept saying, oh, this could happen to anyone in this courtroom. It could happen to any of us. Bullshit, it could.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of us care about other people and drive in a way that is protective not only of ourselves but others. It made me so angry how many times they reiterated what a good person he is and that this could have happened to anyone. And it is not true, and it negates all of the pain and all of the loss
Yeah.
for the actual victims in this case, which are not Joe Redig,
No.
but Bob and Leslie Veazey. But boy, you wouldn't know it listening to that prosecuting attorney
Mm-hmm.
sing the praises of this man.
Yep.
And then read the letter that Bob wrote, which was absolutely beautiful, about his wife and his experiences with her, what his life has been like after this accident, everything that he has lost, so many things he still doesn't even know the answer to because he was seriously injured.
Yeah.
And they loaded him up in an ambulance and took him away immediately.
Yeah.
I was absolutely gobsmacked, honestly, by the way this whole thing went. Because then the defense attorney spoke, and of course, the defense attorney kept saying, you know, if you run a stoplight in Idaho, or if it's a stop sign, the fine's $90.
Yeah.
If you
So
run a
why are
stop
we
sign,
here? Why are we here?
if you run a stop sign and you cause a minor accident, it's $90. If you run a stop sign and it's a major accident, it's still $90.
Yeah.
Like, that's all this was a guy ran a stop sign. No, a man killed our friend, maimed her husband, and took a light out of this world. And they wanted us all to sit there and pretend like poor Joe Redig
Yeah.
He was so picked on. Then he stood up and talked about himself the entire time. There was no, he said, I'm sorry. And then he talked about himself the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
He said he's been suicidal, which I don't know if that's true or not. You're saying that in front of a judge when you're getting sentenced. So who the hell knows? But even if you are, that's your responsibility to deal with, buddy.
Yeah.
And frankly, that's really nobody's fault but your own.
And that didn't help Leslie.
Sure didn't. One of the things that he said that stood out to me, that told me just exactly who he is and what he really thinks about all of this, he said, living with this is my cross to bear. You're not a martyr. You're not a victim. You did this to Leslie and Bob. That's what's actually true.
Yeah.
It was disgusting. I felt nauseated the whole time. I will tell you that I yelled at this man in the hallway and told him exactly what I think of him. I've never done that in a hearing before, and I didn't do it in the courtroom because I didn't want to go to jail. But somebody needed to say to that man's face what was true.
Mm-hmm.
And stop with all the hand holding and the hand patting. That is not even going to help him. If he doesn't face up and take responsibility for this instead of pretending that he's got a cross to bear,
Yeah.
he'll never get over this.
Yeah. And
But let me tell you what is
next? Because
right. Who is he?
you know what
gonna
he's
hurt next?
done this whole last year? Because I've been stalking his business page this whole last year. I'll tell you what he's been doing this whole last year. He's been driving cross country, transporting horses.
Yeah.
That's how hard it's been for poor Joe Redig.
He's been.
He's
well
just
on, guys.
continued to do what he has always done, and drive, and pull horses around in horse trailers. You know, the way he killed Leslie.
He did say that he knew there was nothing he could do to make up for this. I'll tell you what he's tried to do to make up for this, and that's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
He has not tried to help Bob.
No.
He has not tried in any way to help make up for what he's done. And then he stood in that courtroom and he cried and he made it all about him.
Mm-hmm.
It was disgusting. You would think that he was the one that was victimized here.
Yep.
But he wasn't.
Yeah. No, he wasn't drinking. He was just distracted. He was looking at his phone.
Mm-hmm. But Idaho's laws are not good when it comes to manslaughter, vehicular manslaughter cases. And the judge talked about that, and so did the prosecutor, that the sentences are all over the place, that there are no real good precedent-setting cases to go from.
Huh.
And then
well,
they
it's too
gave
bad
this man,
this couldn't be one.
and it should have been. It should have
Yeah.
been. And let me show you. This is what this man's sentence is. And this is a plea deal. He was pleading guilty. He was being sentenced and pleading guilty to 1 count of vehicular manslaughter. Sorry. And this is what we get here. 365 days in jail. 350 of those were suspended. So he was given 15 days in jail. He served 1 day when he was arrested, when he was charged.
Which is outrageous because no, he didn't. He was there for about an hour.
Yeah, but they count it as a day.
Yeah.
So to serve his 14 days, they gave him until August 5th to report to the jail. It wasn't, you're going today. It was, hey, we're going to give you a couple weeks, because this has been so hard on you.
Mm-hmm.
And he's serving it not in the Bonneville County Jail where he should be serving it, but in the Jefferson County Jail because that's closer to where he lives and where his business is. This is just the very beginning of all of the accommodations that they discussed for a solid 20 minutes of all the ways they were going to make this easier on him.
Yep.
He gets 12 hours a day of work release for those 14 days. 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., he won't even be in jail. His driver's license is suspended for 2 years. But he may apply for a driving permit, and there are so many exceptions to that driving permit that it's pretty much like his driver's license isn't suspended. He can drive for work. He can drive for medical appointments. He can drive to his probation officer. He can drive all these fucking places that you know who can't? Leslie Veazey.
And
They-
why this is so easy for him? Because he's self-employed. So anywhere he drives could be considered going to work for some reason.
Right.
That wouldn't be hard.
No. He's a horse trainer. And that's why they're letting him serve in Jefferson County, because that's closer to his business, which obviously is more important than actual human beings.
Yep.
Then also, let's see. Supervised probation for 2 years. However, the judge said, but probation's really busy. So, you know, if you be good and don't get in trouble, you'll probably get off a lot sooner than that. Helping out special old Joe here, aren't we?
Like, we really
And the
hate
last
that we
thing.
have to do this.
Yeah. A $657 fine. The judge also did award restitution, but the prosecutor wasn't even prepared to ask for restitution, didn't ask for it. No dollar amount, nothing, had not confirmed what reasonable restitution would be. What is reasonable restitution on a human life?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they're supposed to come back and order that later. They also
if
gave
that is
him
more than $500, I'm going to be super surprised.
Oh, I will be too. I will be very surprised if there's any money that gives any significant assistance to Bob at all. And the last thing, community service of 150 hours. He's got 18 months to do 150 hours.
Yeah.
30 of those hours need to be in schools and driving schools where he talks to children about the dangers of distracted driving.
Yep.
Do you think he's going to tell him that he killed Leslie Veazey?
Yeah.
Because I doubt it.
No. No.
I was sick and so angry walking out of that hearing. I gave it to that guy in front of his whole entourage of supporters with my older aunt who gets a little shocked about my language, but I don't care. No one in that room said, "You killed someone. You are responsible for this person's death. You don't get to be the victim here. You don't get to be the one everyone's supposed to feel bad for and accommodate you. No, you don't, Joe Redig. You killed Leslie. You took her from this world, and you cannot undo that. And you made choices that day that caused that to happen." I was so incredibly disappointed in our prosecutor. He's getting a letter from me, and so is the judge.
Yep.
I'm horrified by this whole situation. First of all, that this was a plea agreement, and he gets practically nothing. And they spent all of them, the judge included, spent the whole time talking about what a great guy he is, and not about what a great person Leslie was, what a great person Bob is, what the consequences of this man's behavior, and why he is the problem in this equation. Those things were just not even said.
No. This was privilege on display, is what this was.
It was. I'm still just stunned.
Yeah.
I have never seen a prosecutor show preference for a defendant like that. I have also never seen a judge show preference for a defendant like that. It was disgusting.
Yep.
And it was real convenient that Bob wasn't able to be there. They seemed surprised, all of his entourage, when we walked in, and they didn't know us.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to
they were.
bet that they didn't think anyone would be there to represent Leslie and Bob.
Yep. I was sick. I would have been there. But yes, but I'm so glad that you guys were.
I'm so glad we went. I'm
Yeah.
very glad for representing Leslie and Bob and also for just witnessing this bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I was stunned.
Yep.
I was stunned.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So don't
Yeah,
forget
no.
his name.
There's
His name
no
is Joe
news about
Redig.
this. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he killed
that's-
Leslie Veazey.
Yep.
And I can say that because he has pled guilty. He is
Mhm.
convicted of vehicular manslaughter, and he killed our friend.
Yep.
And he
And
deserved
you're
a
right.
lot
There
more
is no
consequence
news
than
on
this.
it. And there won't be any news on it.
No. There
Just
are
what you're gonna
tiny
see
little
right
news
here.
articles. You can look in our show notes. There are tiny little local news articles about the accident when it happened. The sentencing was not covered.
Nope. Yep.
Yeah.
Nope. Well, Bob, we love you. And we're
We love you,
still just
Bob.
heartsick this happened to your family. You didn't
We'll
deserve
do
this.
anything we can. I told him what I did, and I said I did that for you,
Yeah.
and I wish I could have done more.
Mm-hmm.
Right? When is this judge up for re-election? I don't know. This was a judge I had never seen before. I didn't have any experience with them at all, and I was just sickened by his
He's a
behavior.
fairly new judge. They wouldn't even Skype this. They wouldn't
No.
even fucking Skype it so that Bob could watch it.
Yeah, they would not let him watch it.
Even
They
though
only let him submit a letter.
almost every courtroom in Idaho now is Skyped or streamed. Not Skyped now, it's YouTube.
Zoom.
But or yeah,
Or
Zoomed.
Zoom.
Yeah. And we asked them if they would Zoom it. Bob did so that he could watch it, and they said no. The cruelty.
Yeah.
The cruelty. I can't.
Bob has said all along that his impression from the prosecutor is he didn't give a shit about this case. He didn't give a shit about Bob or Leslie, and that was really clear in this hearing. He didn't.
Yep.
I just...
Yep.
Yeah. His stuff is on the iCourt portal. Those were the things that the screenshots I showed you of the sentence are the things about the case on the iCourt portal. But yeah, nobody covered this. And it's so wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't understand.
No.
And how is this guy really going to take responsibility for what he did and move on from it when he's gotten hand-holded and hand-patted and helped through it all as though he were the victim?
Yeah.
Part of the punishment, part of the consequences is to help you feel like you have done your part. And he's not done shit.
No.
And is not going to.
No.
Yeah.
No. Why would he?
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. I wish we had a happier update on that. We were hoping, but
Right?
that's where it's at.
What a day in the crime world, friends.
Right? So, my promise to you is that we have a very funny show for you tomorrow. Because
Yes.
this has been a real hard day. Kaylin, we would love it if you want to talk about it on Twitter.
Heck yeah.
It's the only way.
Hit us up. I'll send you the deets.
People talking about it. It's the only way that anything's going to happen.
It is.
Yep.
Tomorrow I'm going to be covering the Julie Rowe interview. Y'all have probably watched it. East Idaho News dropped it because Julie Rowe said that, they never aired her interview and made a bunch of accusations. So they dropped it unedited. It was recorded 4 days before JJ and Tylee were found.
Yeah.
And it is a level of crazy. It's going to take some time. But I will break it down for you, and I will explain parts of it to you that you're like, what the hell is she even talking about?
That you can. Yeah.
It is a crazy mix of QAnon, Mormonism, and bastardized metaphysical beliefs. And it's nuts. And Nate is pretty much speechless through the majority of it. He hardly says anything. And he just has this look on his face like he cannot fucking believe he's having this conversation right now.
Mhm. Yep.
But I will be bringing that to you.
Yep. Yep. Well, good. And we've been having some fun with media that we're excited to share with you, including a brand new
Yes.
segment called Letters from Sarah. Should we play the intro so that they can get a peek at what Letters from Sarah
I
is going to
really
look like?
think we should,
We
yes.
should probably try to end on a high note. All right,
Let's
here
do.
is the intro to Letters from Sarah.
In her cell, she pens with spite. Sarah's letters filled with fight. Judge, you're wrong, I must protest. I demand you fix this mess. Sarah's letters rude and bold, disrespect in every fold. From behind those prison bars, her insults reaching near and far. Every letter, every line, your decisions are out of line. Tune in, hear her rage. Sarah's letters on the stage. Every letter, every line, your decisions are out of line. Tune in, hear her rage. Sarah's letters on the stage. Every letter, every line, your decisions are out of line. Tune in, hear her rage. Sarah's letters on the stage. On the stage.
Oh my God. It's so good. Every time I watch it, I just hear more.
Yep. Yeah, me and AI wrote the song.
We've actually discovered, we've been writing a few songs. There are going to be some new songs. We're going to be sharing. We're having some fun with this. Just writing the language based on what we know about cases. And then, yeah, AI can actually write the song for you.
Is it on Spotify? No.
It is not, but it is coming to SoundCloud. We have a SoundCloud now, True Crime Squad on SoundCloud, and you are going to see some new stuff showing up over there. So you can go search us now. We have an account. I have a song up there I put up today. I'm hoping Katie will put up 2 songs she put up today.
Yeah,
she put together today.
The Ballad of John Pryor will be up today, as well as Sarah's letters. Yeah.
And what's up there right now is my song called Nick, Not Arthur. I wonder who that's about. So yeah.
Right? That Sarah song is a bop.
It is. It is. And yeah. I think you're going to see some more of this from us because it turns out we're both kind of good at turning a word here and there. So yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah, there is one about Pryor. It's coming today. It's called The Ballad of John Pryor. And it turned out funny as hell.
Yes, it did. Oh, we have so many more. I definitely have The Ballad of James and Elena coming, you know, just for the sake of Fabio Toadface, as we all know. So
yes.
But I cannot wait for Letters from Sarah, the segment here on the show.
Yeah,
you guys are going to love it.
Yep. Totally a bop. I know. I couldn't believe it. Oh, John gets a song. He so deserves a song. Yeah.
Of course. He gets a song.
Yeah.
There are going to be so many more songs, you guys. Katie, who is brilliant with this stuff, wrote that song today, and I went, oh my God, we're going to start doing this for a lot of stuff because this is fucking genius and hilarious also. That song absolutely freaking kills me.
We need choreography for Sarah's letters. It's true. There should be a whole, we could start a movement. Yeah.
We could.
I thought about doing a song called
SoundCloud.
Fancy White Lady Jail for Donna Adelson. Maybe I still will.
Yeah, it's on SoundCloud. I don't have the link right now, but if you go to SoundCloud and you search for True Crime Squad, you will find us because that's what our account is called. And I'll just post it. It's called SoundCloud. There's an app, and then there's also it's a website or it's an app, so you can get it. And we're going to be putting, I think, probably a lot of things over there now that we have, now
Now
that
that we
we've
know what we're doing.
discovered this possibility. And I mean, some of these things, they deserve to go in song.
No news on Chad's house yet. There's no update on the registry yet. I'm sure that'll take a little, usually it takes a little time to close and stuff. So we'll know here at
Well,
some
and
point.
they
but we
might
don't
have
know anything yet.
bought it under the name of an LLC or something so that they don't have to get the real
True.
names.
We looked it up a couple of days ago and it was still in Pryor's name, but that's true. We maybe never will know. A
Yeah,
Julie
I
Rowe
know.
interpretive ribbon dance to Sarah's letters.
Oh,
my
Lord.
God.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Yep. Well, that's what you can look forward to tomorrow, hopefully. As long as Amazon shows up. There will be letters with Sarah and
Yes.
and then of course the Julie Rowe bit, and then we'll probably have something else too. But that's tomorrow.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Yeah. All righty. Well, thanks for being here. Please like, share, follow if you haven't. We appreciate that a lot. We'll be back tomorrow at 3 with more. We'll be back at 6 for case updates on Wednesday night and then at 3 p.m. on Thursday. So there's still so much more to come this week. Thanks for
So
bearing
much.
with us today. Please join us in keeping a close eye on the Sonya Massey case. Let's just keep the
Yes.
pressure high. Let's keep talking about it. Let's keep demanding justice. Let's keep sending the message that we're not going to put up with this kind of stuff anymore
Bullshit. Yeah.
and continue to be a voice anywhere we can and a listening ear for her community as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely.
All righty. Well, there you have it. This has been yet another production of the True Crime Squad. Take care.
Bye, everybody.